Should I wear a coat, earmuffs, gloves, shorts, tank top, flip flops? I'm confused on what to wear for as getting prepared for the day here in the greater St. Louis surrounding area. I don't know about you guys. I try to do what most people do: watch the news, look at the phone, figure out what the weather report going to be. And I thought something was broken. I could have sworn 2 days ago it was 61 degrees. It's the middle of January almost, guys. What happened? What was this weather if we were kids? What was this weather if we were kids? Where was it at, good folk, good people? But I hope everyone is doing well on this Fist Pump Friday edition of the show. As you know, I got to commandeer some things to make sure we're all on the same page here. And we are. And if you are celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. If you're celebrating an anniversary, happy anniversary to you. If you're off today and it's your birthday weekend, you're doing something right. You don't get that often, folks doing things right, especially nowadays. We're 9 days into the new year. Are we still happy with things? Are we still okay? We're still checking in. Okay, let's see if we got it. High fives in the building. Chest bump that thing. Hug yourself. Some of you need it. Hug yourself. Get in there. Feel it. There you go. See, now you can attack the day. Once you get all that stuff out of the way, you can attack the day for sure. A few things we're going to get into today. The Fiesta Bowl. Miami and Ole Miss. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. We're going to bring out the list. Well, I think you're going to like today's The List. And we got to talk about the NFL wild card weekend. Things are going to get a little crazy here, I bet. I bet it will. And also going to talk about Netflix. We got 2 shows I want you guys to check out on Netflix for sure. And I also got a little hashtag advice going along with those shows. And of course, got a little bit more things to give you a little sauce. Just a little bit of the things. But again, if it's your first time tuning in, there's several ways you can follow the show. You can follow us on social media platforms of Facebook, Instagram, Who's to Blame the Podcast, X or Twitter at W2B Dre Montez, TikTok, Dre Montez 63 as well. But on the main platforms here at Overtime Studios and mycitymymusic.com, Dre Montez, get you all caught up on all things Montez and Who's to Blame related. And also, hello, StreamYard people. How you folks doing on StreamYard? Hello, good people. And shout out to my family traveling to Arkansas. Drive safely, good folk. Drive safely. And it's birthday weekend for lots of you. Do you hate when your birthday is around a lot of things going on that you can't control? i.e. sports, i.e. concerts, but there's something always going on around your birthday. Wouldn't you like to take control of that situation? Like folks who have birthdays around the 4th of July, I feel sorry for them. They can't really get into it. You know, when you're grown, you probably appreciate it. When you're a kid, you have no idea. But as you get older and your birthday is around holidays, something in the sports world, like for instance, opening day of baseball, opening day of NFL, opening day of college football season. Decisions must be made when you're a child because at that point, that's when your parents are taking over your celebration. You know, parents will get in on the celebration in a minute. How many of you have been to a 2-year-old birthday party and you over 21? How many of you been to an 8-month-old birthday party? You see what I'm saying? These parties are for the adults. They're not for the kids. I don't think kids have a true birthday party until they're 10. 10 years old, I think then. Once you get double digits, you can say, Mom, Dad, I want this cake. I want to have my party here. But before then, you got to do what they say. You got to eat the food they cook. You got to wear the clothes they buy you. By 10, you got a little decision making in there. Mama, can I wear this to school today? Daddy, can I get that to eat? You know, as you get older, you get more and more privileges. But folks, we must talk about some things that I think we need to talk about before we get into the Miami game. I just have a question to the people out here. I'm not getting in your household, your parenting skills, and nothing. I just have a question as a MAN. If you have a child that's 12 to 17 years old in your house, why don't you know who their friends are? Their real name. You don't know anybody's phone number. There's nobody named Mike for real. Little Reggie, that's not even his real name. Why don't people know who their kids' friends are when things go a way we can't control? You grown folks not getting off it either. Why is it that people over 35 don't like telling their parents who they're dating? Why is that? I'm not trying to get all in your business. We got to put a face with the name. So when things go to the right, we're not saying, well, I don't know. Was she? I didn't know he was dating anybody. What? When this happened? How do you have that situation going on? It's 2026. I talk to parents that have teenage kids in their house. They don't know who their friends are. I just know he hang with them kids down the street. You better get to know them kids down the street. Your daughter and son out here dating God knows who. What if some go to the left or right and they don't post on social media, keep you out of their limelight? Who are you going to call when something go to the right or left? That is my biggest concern. I keep seeing on the news that nobody knows who these people are in their house or who them people that you raised. How is that possible? It's 2026. I tell my parents every damn thing. Everything. They going to find out. They're going to find out. But enough of that, folks. It's time to get into the madness that a lot of people seem to be talking about this morning. Oh, yeah. We got some college football, Fiesta Bowl, brought to you by VRBO, Vacation Rentals by Owners. Did you see the game last night? There were 4 different versions of the game that they had on. You had the regular version. You had from the headquarters. You had the ACC network. And you had Pat McAfee, who was on the sideline. So I watched all 4 versions just to get a different representation of what they were trying to say to get their point across, which cameraman was all up in the stands on the cheerleaders and the hot women, who was paying attention to the celebrities on the sideline, and who was actually giving us game content. That's where I was at right there. But overall, the viewership, I dug it. It was a great game, well played. You can't have a good football game without controversy. You can't. You can't have it your way. But look at it this way. It's been 25 years since the U has been back. From 1982 to 2001, that's almost a 20-year run. Look at that hiatus right there. And I know what everybody's saying, well, Dre, the SEC isn't nothing. Hey, slow down. Calm your nerves. Calm. All my SEC fans, we got this. We know we're 1-8. We got this. We got this. We're gonna do what everybody always say. Wait till the season starts. We got something for you. We know we let the bag go in the transfer portal. We know we did wrong. You see all those coaches we got rid of who didn't want to jump on board? We're fine moving forward. Both of these programs coming into this matchup, Miami being on the hiatus they've been on, rebuilt that program about 4 years ago with Mario Cristobal, and finally put some money into the program, and with the thanks and the likes of NIL, then you slip to the other side in Oxford, Mississippi, Ole Miss. Khakis, white pants, tie, and a sport coat, pretty dresses and white high heels. That's what that school is known for. But that football team is something else. I became a fan of that team when Eli was there. And I've been to a game in Oxford, Mississippi. Good people, good crowd, good fan base. I think both of these programs, based on the outcome of the game last night, have a lot to be proud of. If the U would have lost, still proud. But what Ole Miss went through the past 4 weeks, I wouldn't wish that on nobody. That's like your mama kicking your daddy out, moving in a boyfriend 10 years younger than her, who brings in his side chick while your mama at work and you witnessing all this. That's the type of mess that Ole Miss has done to those kids in the past 4 weeks. How they were able to concentrate and keep their mind on the game of football at a competitive level, remarkable to me. Trinidad Chambers. Keep it up, young man. Every year we get one report out there. Probably didn't play any sport since Catholic school, third grade. Probably writes very well. Very good creative writing. But when it comes to judging talent, stop it, Todd. Every time a quarterback wins the Heisman and loses the game, we got controversy. Every time a football player has a great season, oh, he needs to go on a draft. Why are we always trying to rush the process? I don't know the reporter name, but I'm going to find out his name. This man said anything negative you can. Said, well, if Trinidad was 6'4", 6'5", it would be a different conversation with him. Was the conversation different with Drew Brees? Not every quarterback is 6'5" in the league anymore. Those days are over with. Those days are gone. There are no more 220, 235 quarterbacks no more. There's some, but not like it used to be. Every time there's a kid showing any lick of talent, there's always that one reporter who has no experience in actually playing the game, but he's good at looking at TV. So I should be a detective. The way I look at Law and Order and Dateline and 2020 and Criminal Intent, I should be a detective. You got one reporter talking about Mendoza throws awkwardly. Whoever picks him is making the biggest mistake in NFL history. No, sir, that was Jamarcus Russell. Every time a kid does something we deem as good or great as something we haven't seen before, you need to go to the draft. Need to go to the draft. Have you seen the past two quarterbacks that played 4 years? Brock Purdy. See what 4 years do to people? It gives you time to develop. Some can be rushed. I get it. There's some. But some need to go through the whole process to get the complete experience of turning pro. We try to rush the kids too much. We see a former great player, and we find out that kid in eighth grade. Oh, can't wait, he get to college. Damn, can we get to high school? Can we enjoy the athletic performance that they're showing us? Because last night, the catches, the throws, and I'm going to give you an acronym to remember that Miami was going by last night. ESV. Effort, swarm, and violence. You see those hits? You see those hits? Now, a couple of those, we need to really get a better view or camera up top next year, college football and NFL, to really see if they're being really helmet to helmet, or is it shoulder pad to helmet in close proximity? I don't want to slow it down like the Matrix every damn time on all these plays. We're taking too much time. These are instant calls we got to make in the moment. They're taking too much time for these calls. But as they were saying in the hood last night, they hitting out their boss. That was a good game last night. It had everything. You had Eli and Patrick Willis coming out for the coin flip for Ole Miss. You had Ray Lewis and Edgerrin James coming out there with Miami. All the GOATs on each side from Ole Miss and Miami. And everybody remember that 2001 team from Miami. That team gives me nightmares. They had talent offensively, defensively, special teams, on the bench, the coaching staff. How does an entire staff be somewhere notarized as a Hall of Fame somewhere? From that 2001 team, I think everybody on that staff is a Hall of Fame somewhere. High school, JUCO, college, or the NFL. That team was insanely good. Can you imagine if they would have had NIL money? But the game had everything. Lacey started off with a 73-yard run. Ooh, boy. Ooh, they got speed in the South, don't they? 15-play drive that Miami put on after that. 52-yard touchdown pass by Miami. Here's the turning point of the game. Third down conversions, they matter. When you break everything down to its simplest form, you can find out the answer to everything. It's when you look at the bigger picture, you miss the smaller things. You miss the smaller things. And third down conversions were huge. for Miami yesterday. Much better than they were for Ole Miss. The late hits and the targeting, they did become a problem in the second half. You also had Miami fans throwing $18. Beer was $18. They throwing these on the field. Where y'all work at? What do y'all work at? I mean, we used to play beer pong with water and you drink the beer. You don't throw a dirty ping pong ball in water and in beer and drink the beer. No. You put water in the cups to play beer pong and you drink the beer. But throwing $18 bottles of beer on the field because you don't like a call, hey, where were you raised at? What was your allowance? How will you start getting allowance? Ain't no way I'm doing that. No way. A 36-yard touchdown by Miami in the fourth quarter, that was something else. And then Miami had another 15-play drive. They couldn't get Miami off the field when they needed to. They're running the ball on 3rd and 4 and 4th and 2. They telling you can't stop us. And they did not. I don't know what more did Trinidad need. I think the game plan that Ole Miss had was fine. The game plan that Miami had was fine. The only problem was the third down situation. The third down situation, that was a little hard to fix in game. I heard Coach Gogan talking about that at halftime as well as at the end of the game. And I know the one everybody wants to talk about, the water cooler, on lunch break, on the parking lot today, whatever watering hole you go to. Was that a pass interference at the end of the game? No. Go look at the play again, but turn the volume down. Don't listen to nobody else. Just watch the play from a football standpoint. Mutual contact. They both pushing on each other, shucking and jiving going on down the field. Shucking and jiving going on down the field. I did not want that to be the decisive point of the game in the Fiesta Bowl. A PI. We want the kids to play. We want the zebra stripes up out of here. Okay? That was a football play. That was mutual contact. They both were shucking and jiving each other. No one was right. No one was wrong with that. Look at that play again. I've seen that play since before 9:30, probably over 475 times. I've seen that play. I've heard from people who used to play football, people who still play football, former officials now, NARPs, women who watch the game for the first time, children, radio personalities who don't watch sports at all, they just play music, elderly people, and a couple of handicapped people. I've seen 10 different versions of people commenting on that play. But we couldn't get one person to say Dez Bryant caught that ball in that playoff game against Green Bay. Huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, it's funny when it's this way. It's not funny when it's that way. But at the end of the day, that was one hell of a Fiesta Bowl. I mean, it had everything. First quarter was a little slow. Everybody getting a little nervous right here. But when it settled down to make sense to you as a football fan, and if you're rooting for the U or Ole Miss, maybe one of those is your alma mater, you have some type of connection to those schools and universities. Second and third and fourth quarter, that was football. It kind of felt like the good old days of the BCS when it made sense. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Now, I understand the knock that the SEC has been getting, how they did not perform this year, how they didn't step up to the challenge during bowl season. The asshole way to say it's about time y'all caught up with us. But the competitive side of us, we know why we failed in bowl season. Transfer portal. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. How do you feel about the game last night between the U and Ole Miss Rebels? How do you feel about that situation? Because we got another issue going on, people. We got bigger things going on in college football. This NIL and transfer portal it must come to a head quickly. Because things are, them Washington Huskies quarterback just signed a $4 million deal. $4 million to play college football. The Joker said he was going to retire. He was going to transfer to LSU. You just signed a $4 million deal to play at Washington University Huskies. But you were then, within a week, you want to transfer to LSU to get $6 million? If that ain't got parents written all over it, tell me what does. It either got his parents or his uncle, or somebody claim to be his uncle. There's no way that kid made that decision. Throw me Lane Kiffin in there too. So they're trying to prove tampering. How can you prove tampering in something that still has no definition to it? There's not even a cap on NIL. There's no rules and regulations on NIL. It's free game. It's whatever. It's like when the internet first came out. How many of y'all got scammed? How many of you started a scam? When the internet first came out, there were no regulations nowhere. Just like with NIL. I think we're going to need to get some more intelligent people involved to come to the decision of this, to figure out the rules and regulations of NIL in proper transfer portal before things get out of hand. Well, further out of hand. Maybe someone that used to be affiliated in the executive realm of college sports needs to get involved. We need an overseer because too many people involved in college football are trying to keep going in that room to make changes and suggestions to the NIL and transfer portal. That's too much language. You had 4,500 kids getting in the transfer portal last week. Does that make sense to you? We got 28-year-old men playing college basketball. Does that make sense to you? If we don't figure this out, the wrong thing gonna take out sports. Greed. We have forgotten about the kids. We have forgotten the most important thing. You are a coach. You're supposed to coach the kids. You're not supposed to get a cut of the money. Get your own money. Get your own contract. The moment they said NIL, and now, start next year, they get revenue sharing. Oh, boy. Nobody's leaving college. Nobody's going to leave college. They're going to stay in college at least 8 years and not come out a doctor. They keep this up. But we got to keep our eye on that when it comes to the NIL and transfer portal situation. We have to quickly. Oh, you heard that type of noise right there. So again, just to recap what we went through last night. It was the VRBO Fiesta Bowl, Vacation Rental by Owners Fiesta Bowl, between Miami and Ole Miss. And Miami preached this acronym all week. ESV. Effort, Swarm, and Violence. 15 play drives killed Ole Miss's defense. They couldn't get off the field on third down. Third down conversions was a plus factor for Miami. I'm so glad that the referees were talking a lot when it came to the late hits and helmet to helmet that was going on, especially in the first half. The fans throwing the $18 beers on the field, we will check video footage and find out who you are to make sure you don't show up at Hard Rock Stadium on January 19th. We're not going to have all that. Carson Beck. It's his possible third national championship. I don't know if any of you remember the hit when he got hurt in that Georgia game last year. I didn't think that kid recovered. His leg was by his neck, and he was on his stomach. His arm was around the other side like an aggressive cop trying to arrest him. His foot was turned away that shouldn't be. The hip looked uncomfortable. I didn't know how the recovery was going to go for this young man, the rehab, and then the fact that he transferred. What I think was the most intelligent thing ever, because in his words, he said, the young man that's backing me up, considering what I've been through, this is the best thing that could happen for him and me. See, that right there is showing a little bit maturation to me. Right there, right there. But for the way things turned out at Miami, for Carson Beck, this makes for straight to DVD back in the day. But I think I don't want to go to Disney no more. Disney ruined stuff. When they made the She-Hulk having sex, I don't need that on Disney. So now let's take it to Tubi. Let's take it on a Tubi. Give me the Carson Beck story if they win the national championship, ladies and gentlemen. It's right there. Again, it is Fist Pump Friday. How we doing, good folk, good people? Them Kane fans feeling good right now at work. Yeah, they may work a little early today. I bet you a Kane fan, you went to work early. Probably brought breakfast in for everybody. Smiling all day. What's wrong with Reggie today? You're a Kane fan. He's a Kane fan. Sports matters when your team win and you have to go to work the next day. All right, kids, that time of day again for The List. It's being brought to you by Don Brown Chevrolet, located at 2244 South Kings Highway. New, pre-owned, used cars and trucks and SUVs. Go see my guy, my dude, John Gibbs, a.k.a. the STL Truck Hillbilly. Again, at 2244 South Kings Highway, Don Brown Chevrolet, proud sponsor of The List. And The List is basically a few things that I've come across I think we need to discuss. Not in depth, a little bit. First up is UConn's men basketball coach, Dan Hurley. You know, the agitation towards referees in college basketball, I've been going through this since the days of John Thompson, the Shark, Jerry Tarkanian. I've been through all these coaches that are very animated. It's 2026. The way Dan Hurley talks to referees, there's something else going on. We saw a Notre Dame coach have a moment last Friday when he damn near chased the referee over a 4-point play call on a foul for them to lose the game against Cal. Dan Hurley, his words, some people's words can hurt you. He says some very hurtful things to some referees during games. Pre-game, post-game, to the press conference, making phone calls allegedly about the referees. But we all know what we cannot do, guys. What can we not or not allowed to do? Say anything to the referees. This is their world. This is a referee world. This is their world. This is theirs. We have to cooperate inside of it. Now, there's a way to go about it, Dan Hurley, but the way you're going about it, it doesn't look good to future recruits that want to play for you, or even folks that want to get into coaching. If he's doing that, and he's a good coach, but it's 2026, I don't think you yelling at a referee is going to get the point across. Yelling at a player, belittling a player, I think them days over with. It was fun back in the day when people could handle it and society could handle it. But now with that newfound formula and word that everybody likes to use, mental health, we have to be careful. But Dan Hurley, I need you to calm it down just a tad for me. Just a little bit for me. Just a tad. And based on what we've seen in the NFL, coaching firings, teams that did not make the playoffs, the development process of players coming to the league, it does not look good. So I encourage all young men out there that are considering themselves a top 5 or top 10 pick, and you still have college eligibility left, I would really think about this now. You've seen what has happened to players in front of you, especially if you're a quarterback and you're a top 5 pick quarterback. Those franchises don't look like they're good places to go. You got to look at a team like a neighborhood you want to move to. Does that neighborhood look good. I don't know. How much work I got to put into it? How much are they going to help me? We haven't seen the help process the way we thought it would be with said players coming into the league. Now, you got a possible number 1 pick in Mendoza, quarterback for Indiana tonight, who I have to deem a reporter who I don't think has any athletic ability whatsoever. Said he throws awkwardly. If anybody picks him, they don't know football. He doesn't throw the ball in a comfortable way. What is he watching? What kind of TV he got? Maybe he has my vision. But if you still have a little bit of eligibility left, kids, I know you want to make that money. I know you want to get to the league. Make the right decision. Talk with the right people, not the coattail riders. Talk with the right people, because those of you know who they are. Coattail riders, stand up. They coming in groves now. They coming in groups now. Them coattail riders are out there. Be wary. They say be wary of the women when you turn pro. Be wary of them damn people that ride your coattail for no reason at all. Also that made the list, SLU beat VCU this past week, 71-62. SLU men's basketball team. St. Louis University College men's basketball team. All right. Congratulations to Washington Commanders' Bobby Wagner. He became the 3rd player to have 2,000 tackles in NFL history, joining London Fletcher and Ray Lewis. Congratulations, my dude. So Baltimore and Detroit, get in here. I got an idea. Miami, you get in here too. Get in here too. Get in here. Dolphins, Detroit Lions, and Baltimore Ravens. Get in here. Let me talk to y'all for a second. It makes perfectly good sense for Mike McDaniels, who got fired from the Dolphins, to go and become the offensive coordinator for Detroit Lions. Can we agree with that? Yes, Dre. It makes perfectly good sense for John Harbaugh to go to Miami. Doesn't it make sense? Yes, Dre. Doesn't it make perfectly good sense for Brian Flores to go to the Baltimore Ravens? Yes, Dre. Problem solved. Huh? See how easy that was? Problem solved. Problem solved right there. Easy fix right there. Easy fix right there. And we can stop all this foolishness that's going on in Miami. Well, you can't win in 40-degree weather. Why? Mentality. Training. Don't believe in the coaches. They've had turmoil in that organization for about the past 15 years. Teammates not getting along. Coaching staff issues, bullying. We know what they've been through. Detroit came so close. The only thing they're missing with that type of speed they have in the backfield, with the speed they have on those corners with those receivers, they need somebody that can execute that. Send in Mike McDaniels. That man put up 70 points on my Broncos with that horrible-ass team, the Miami Dolphins, a couple of years ago. He knows how to move the X's and O's in a very fast pace, not like Chip Kelly, but a respectable pace. But Brian Flores going to Baltimore makes more sense to me than any other position. Now, I know the collusion lawsuit, and he won. John Gruden won. I think it's going to be a little bit harder for Gruden to get back in the NFL. But Brian Flores is already here. He's interviewing, I believe, today or over the weekend with the Baltimore Ravens. So we're going to follow that story for sure. But again, I suggest Mike McDaniels become the offensive coordinator for Detroit. John Harbaugh, go ahead and go to Miami. Brian Flores, go to Baltimore. But John Harbaugh has not been home in 18 years, people. And people say, oh, he need to go home. For what? He doesn't know the daily routine. He don't know what goes on in the house Monday through Friday. He has no clue. The man makes $944,444 per month based on that contract extension he did for the next 3 years. So what would you do? Here's something I never thought I would make the list. Does bro code still exist? Does bro code still exist? What you talking about, Dre? Are you sleeping with your partner's girl? Are you dating your partner's ex? Fellas, what's going on out there, man? The reason I ask this question, former Saturday Night Live cast member Chris Redd is dating Keenan's ex-wife, Keenan Thompson's ex-wife. They were still together when she was coming to the studio. That's a bro code violation right there. Does bro code still exist? Y'all is like the hell with it. The hell with it. Mm-hmm. Well, I think there's no honor no more out there. We've kind of lost our mind when it comes to honoring thyself and thy people moving forward. All right, there you have it, people. That right there was God West, brought to you by Don Brown Chevrolet at 2244 South Kings Highway. Go check out my man John Gibbs, a.k.a. the STL Truck Hillbilly. Grab yourself a new pre-owned used car, truck, or SUV. Again, go check out my man John Gibbs at Don Brown Chevrolet, 2244 South Kings Highway. Uh-oh. Tomorrow's that day, people. But before we get to tomorrow, we got to figure out what we're going to do tonight. Oregon at Indiana. Oregon at Indiana, or as I like to say, Oregon. Oregon. You got a football school playing a basketball soccer school. That Coach Cignetti came into Bloomington and just said, look, I got this. I got this. Let me bring my 7 with me, and we're going to match up. See, that's how you lock up with talent. I know the 7 I'm bringing can match up with any program I put them in, any scenario, any situation. That's coaching to me. That's like a person that can cook real good. What you got in there? I need to go to the store. Hold on. Let me see what you got in the fridge and in your cupboard. And you don't think you have anything. And a cook will go in there and find a complete meal for 3 days for you. You're, where I get all that food from? You don't know how to cook. You don't know how to cook. I don't know how I want this game to go. Oregon kind of scares me sometimes. They're slow starts. But that defense, that offensive line, the coaching that they bring to the table, that fan base, they do travel. But on the other side, Indiana has crossed every T and dotted every I this season. They've done things nobody thought this team could do. And they haven't done it over 100 years. They're in unfamiliar territory. I don't think there's a bad ending to this story for Indiana. And they're building more on top of this program. See, when you make all this noise, guess what happens? Folks want to come play for you. Folks want to come work for you. Folks that have talent, something to offer to the program. You know how many coaches are probably sitting back watching that program like this? See, I can add something to that program right there. I can add something to that program. There's a player right now indecisive where he want to go. I got to work hard, Mama, but I'm going to go there. I'm going to shoot my shot, Mama. This is that type of team. I don't know how I want this game to go. Shout out to my cousin, Ray Ray. He's a grad of Indiana. But at the same time, I want to see how this story unfolds with Indiana. I've been here with Oregon. They've had a chance. I don't know which of the 97 uniform combinations they're going to wear tonight. But with Indiana, let's turn that stadium red. Let's go. Everybody put their jumpsuits on. Everybody put their overalls on today. What I like about Indiana, they make better halftime adjustments than any team I've really paid attention to this year. And I didn't start watching Indiana paying attention to the last 5 games of the season. And the halftime adjustments that they make are some of the best I've ever seen. I mean, it's like they know, hey, I didn't do this well in the first half. Here we go. Or this kid wasn't really coming off the ball that good. I got something for you. Get in here, Ty. Let's go. Get in here. I like the way Coach Cignetti makes his challenges coaches to coach and his players play. T-shirt. He challenges his coaches to coach and his players to play. And when they all meet up, they get the dub. When you execute the game plan and you have a good practice and the communication is there, there's nothing that can stop you. There's nothing that can stop you. Again, Oregon, the only thing that scares me about Oregon is the slow, sluggish start that they have sometimes. I'm definitely going to be locked on this, but give me Indiana. Give me Indiana. Give me Indiana. Uh-oh. A lot of people don't know there's football games tomorrow. Playoff. Wild card. NFL. It's no excuses for a lot. It's now or never for a lot. Meaning it's going to be a while before this team get back there. They know it and we know it. There's a player contemplating retirement right now that's in one of these playoff scenarios. But at the same time, everybody's waiting on that one guy to see if he can pull it off. But we got the Rams and the Panthers. Hey, at the beginning of the year, I'd have said no way possible the Rams and the Panthers are going to play each other in a playoff game. But that Bryce Young, he's something special, Carolina. And that's a home game? As a former 704 Cackalack, used to live in Charlotte and Mooresville, that fan base really gets the crowd going. In playoff football, it's totally different than regular season football. If you don't believe me, watch tomorrow. Start watching tomorrow. The Rams. We already know what Matthew Stafford does. Throws the prettiest football ever. He throws a pretty ball. They have all the intangibles to win the game. But at the same time, the Rams can't really, that defense is not where it needs to be at when it comes to the run, dealing with a quarterback that's very mobile. So I want to see the type of adjustments that Sean McVay has put on and challenged his team with this week as they have practice and walkthroughs. But for now, I'm taking the Rams. Next up, Green Bay at Chicago or Chicago, depending on where you're from. From my understanding, Jordan Love and Malik Willis could be an issue here. It could be a tandem. They could, if it goes right, I don't know if the concussion thing went through for Jordan Love or not, but Malik, he gives teams fits now. Look, hey, that's got to be tough for an offensive coordinator, head coach to have those two type of quarterbacks on the sideline. Chicago. Ooh. Did that loss last week going into the wild card hurt? Or does that make that team better? How many fans will we see dressed up in support of Taylor? Cameraman, I need you to go all the way in. We need to find these fans. Because I'm telling you, I said this 8 weeks ago. If the Bears keep this up, remember the Hogs that the Washington Redskins used to have? Caleb Williams is going to have a crowd like that. They keep this up. The Bears have an offense that the secondary better stay awake. They kind of got like a Kansas City Chief thing. They keep running. No matter how far back Caleb is running or scrambling, the receivers keep running. So that means what? Somebody got to stay back. I want to see if Green Bay can understand that. And I really don't trust that Green Bay defense at the moment for the way it stands. Now, this is the game that's probably going to piss everybody off. The Bills at Jacksonville. Oh, boy. It's now or never, Josh. There's no excuses. There's nobody in your way. There's nobody. They say you're the best quarterback in the AFC. Show it. Be careful, though. Jacksonville has done this before to attain to my Broncos in 97. I got a feeling this is going to come down to a last-second field goal. I'm going to take the Bills on this one. 49ers in Philly. The way the 49ers played last week in those beautiful uniforms, I'm not taking a chance, and I don't want you to say, well, Trey, that was a regular season game. Is Trent Williams playing? I saw the grocery store clerk price check on green beans out 5. Give me Philly, man. Give me Philly. LA Chargers at the Patriots. Man, I feel sorry for the Chargers. My buddy, I do a show with Theo. He's a big Chargers fan. If they were healthy, this would be a great matchup. But they're not healthy, man. They should be able to tag this off to somebody else. Somebody else get in here and play because we're not healthy enough. We're not healthy enough. Give me the Patriots on them. Give me the Patriots right there. And also coming on tomorrow, we got the Hula Bowl celebrating 80 years. It is the oldest college football all-star game. Started way back in 1946. That's Hula Bowl, Seniors All-Star Game. Well, folks, there you have it. Got you locked and loaded. We got things off our chest we need to. Let me give you these 2 Netflix movies, and we're going to go from there. There's 2 Netflix movies. His and Hers. Secrets and Lies will just destroy a lot of things. Secrets and Lies will destroy a lot of things. Check out this. I think it's only 8 episodes. His and Hers. And I have another one, The Runaway. That's what I was talking about. Kids 12 to 17 years old. Their parents don't know a damn thing that's going on. That movie made me so damn mad, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Why? Stop being afraid of your teenage kids, people. Find out who their friends are, their real damn name. And if you're over 35, tell somebody in your family who you dating. Stop being a mystery. Don't nobody care their real name or where they live at or what type of job they have. But let people know who you're hanging around with. All right? Do that. Do yourself a favor and grow up both sides. And there we have it for the show, good people. So I gave you something to do. I gave you a homework assignment. And now, give you words of wisdom. Enjoy your weekend. Hug yourself. We can't do nothing about the past. The future is fun to look at, but the right now is even better. Let's keep it simple, keep it to the point, and most importantly, gather yourselves accordingly, and we will have a great and wonderful Fist Pump Friday. I would like to thank you guys again for tuning in to Overtime Studios. CertaPro Painters presents Montez at midday. We'll be back same time, same bat channel on Monday, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time to 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. So thank you to the stream orders. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy this weather, huh? And if you're having a birthday this weekend, enjoy yourself and happy birthday to you again. All right, StreamYard. Peace out and we out. Thanks for listening, folks. Until next time.